2 minutes? Because Galia needs to go. It was 2:30, you know? It was...
But we will wait 5 minutes. 5 minutes we can start.
We were just waiting for people joining. There is the translation. There is the translation if you would like. So I would like to welcome all of you. We are very few, so perhaps also Heidi and Chloe, if you could come. I believe that we can just work in 2 tables instead of 4. So big welcome to this community session and discussion on women's entrepreneurship between green and digital transition. So as we have really discussed for during these 2 days, we are in an era where our Arab region are facing unprecedented challenges, not just in terms of the high vulnerability, but also in terms of the big changes from a labor market perspective. But we can look at this as also an opportunity to innovate and to really foster for sustainable and green growth. And when we talk about opportunity, it's not just an opportunity in terms of from a green perspective, but also from an inclusive perspective. We really see the opportunity to have really like women, and in particular women entrepreneurs, stand at the forefront of this transformative journey. So we know that, oops, sorry, oh no, sorry. Okay, so with this graph, we really, okay, I do have not touched, okay. So as showed in this graph, which represent the Human Development Index in the Arab countries, we can see that still there is a lot to do in the region. So the Human Development Index measures, it's according to 3 pillars. So from it measures the long and healthy life, knowledge, so measuring by years of schooling, and decent living standards. And so we can see, based on this index, that men in the Arab region have a slightly lower level of human development compared to men globally. But while women in the region fare worse than women globally. So we can see also big differences at the region from one country to another one, and obviously we have the crisis and fragile affected countries in a more challenging situation. But in any case, I really like to invite you here to look at this as an opportunity. To see what we can change and what we can do in this transformative situation. Gender parity in labor force participation rate remains low compared to other regions. In the Arab region is 42.7% against the global average, which is 60.5%. So increased female participation in the workforce could add 2.7 trillion to the region's economy by 2025. So really, like, female entrepreneurship could be a game changer for job creation and the expansion of workforces. Women are also underrepresented in the green and digital transition sector, which are crucial for the region's economic growth. So during this panel, we would like really to discuss about which are the main pillars in order to really support this growth, and in particular to focus on women entrepreneurship. Without further delay, and I see a lot of also people coming, I would like to introduce Galia Damak, is it okay? Who will provide an overview of her experience as a woman entrepreneur in Tunisia, outlining obviously the main challenges that you have faced, but also like successes that you have achieved in your experience. Galia is a green entrepreneur driven by a commitment to positive environmental impact. She studied industrial engineering and automation in Tunis and then in France. She has worked as an engineer in a Tunisian company, focused on renewable energy, achieving several significant projects in both Tunisia and Algeria. So 3 years ago, Galia launched Comprol, a startup that tackles waste management challenges in the Middle East and North Africa region. So firstly, please join in welcoming Galia. A big thank you, Galia, for being here, and thank you because also you have waited a lot, so thank you again, and over to you.
Okay. Thank you, Nicoletta, for this amazing presentation. Well, my name is Galia. As Nicoletta has said, I launched a startup 3 years ago named Comporol. So Comporol is for compost, and roll for rolling your waste. Because in Tunisia we have, in Middle East and Africa, we have double issues for environment and for agriculture. We know that our soils lack of organic matters, and this impacts a lot our food security. We also have problem with waste management, as we know that we don't do any sorting at all. All the waste is put in the same garbage, and everything finished at the landfills. So we believed that a solution to value organic waste at source could really restructure waste management systems. So for that purpose, we have designed, sorry for the bad pictures, but I like when I see food like this, I always say, wow, this is a lot to compost, a lot to value. So we've designed a product, simple machines, because simple things works in a region like ours, which is rotated. So the purpose is you put your daily food waste in the composter, in the Comporol, and then after few months or few weeks, it depends on the season, on the amount of food you put, you will get a compost. The compost is a fertilizer that you will put in your garden or in your plants for better growth. So by that we reduce sorry. Yes, some. So we've designed it. You had the same. So we've designed it very aesthetics with a lot of colors. So you may put it in the house. It could fit the flowers, and to tackle mainly the main issues is the resistance of change, because people don't want to introduce a new object in their garden. What is that? How it works? So we try to make it very funny and aesthetic and colorful, so that people will want to use it and will want to understand what can we compost and what we couldn't. It could be also compartmentalized, so according to the number of the family, you may have one compartment or 2 or 4. It depends also on the amount of food waste you have, because we have food waste and food loss. Food loss occurs before retrieval, and food waste is what we cannot consume anymore. But we have to know that for organic waste, we cannot compost everything at house. So for that, we've designed an industrial machines that goes to hotel, restaurants, supermarket, where there is a lot of kitchens, where there is food, there is a lot to value and a lot to compost. So our machine is designed also to adapt to our in Middle East habits, where we eat a lot of vegetable and fruits. I don't know, in Tunisia, for the lunch, we can have lunch watermelon. So we don't eat a small slice. We eat a watermelon, or sometimes 2. So this is a lot of organic waste full of water. So our machine also is designed to manage the water coming out from this organic waste, which is around 70 or 80%. And after, as I said, few months or few weeks, you can have your compost. So we are happy to have installed more than 600 composters all over Tunisia. It's achievement for a Middle East and North African country. And we've installed 2 industrial units. So our footprint, our impact on environmental and social is very satisfying, but not yet on our target. So our main challenge now as a women entrepreneur, I have to say that in Tunisia we have won some rights for women, and we have liberated women. So it wasn't very hard to start. The idea of starting a business wasn't very honestly challenging, as even in my family I have a lot of entrepreneurs, women who are women, my aunties, my aunts, and even my grandmother, who used to I don't know how to say trayet, and try straw and stowing. Sorry, sometimes the word in English lack. Trayet. Yes, to better have a financial resource. So the mindset for women, I think it's not new for entrepreneurship. It's just that the form has changed. And now the main challenge I face is women in tech, because I always see also women entrepreneur in cosmetics, in aesthetics, but not a lot in tech, and mainly mechanical tech. When I studied, there is a lot of women also, but all of them changed has changed their field and work in other businesses than their main studies. And I think this is also things that we need to change and we need to work on. A small anecdote I had, like for example, because I'm the sales person on the company, we are a team composed most of it of men, but we are 3 women. And I am on charge of sales as the company just began. So sometimes when I meet with technical clients, they always ask, okay, but can we discuss with the man who designed these machines? I try to not get my face on many colors, but I always said yes, but it's a team job, and we are happy to discuss all the technical details. And once they ask some technical details and I can answer, everything has changed. I also had faced some problem with my team, because we choose them on their background, and there is a small problems in the beginning, for example, because I was in contact with clients. So when I have recommendation according to the process or to update, they never get it for granted. They know your opinion doesn't count. But as they were seeing that sales are increasing, and they understood that my point of view counts. So it changed step by step. And sometimes the word also came in French and Tunisian, and so these are the main challenge for technical part. There are also challenges for the financement. We know it, as there is a lot of programs encouraging women and supporting women, but honestly, when it comes to money, there is no money for women. So, and I think this is a bit not equal yet. So really need more support for the financement, for investment readiness. I don't speak also only for cities like Tunis or the capital, but this problem happened more in regions where we get far from the capital, where women need finance and money to start businesses, even agriculture businesses. For our case, just for Camporol, our main clients are women. 80% of our clients are women. So because women cook, but and I think this is also something we need to change, because now mentality are changing. So we need to change. I mean, for the housework, men should be more involved in that. So yes, that's the main challenges and how I face them. I hope everything is clear.
Thank you so much, Galia. So for sure, as you mentioned, like the mindset is something that is still a lot of work need to be done, not just in Tunisia. It's a bit across the region, I would say, at the global level. If we look also in general of the data and the statistics in terms of like women representation, the business ecosystem. Also, when we see, for example, Chamber of Commerce, business organization, a lot of times also like the head and representative are in general men. So this obviously then influence also the policies. Perhaps just I have just one question, and I know like also to see if the audience has any question. How much was difficult, and how long it took also like the process of formalizing the business in terms of legalizing and registration? Have you faced, in general as business, if you have faced any issue, and also have you seen as woman any particular issue in this sense, and how much also was this easier for you, since in any case in Tunis, in the capital, this is a bit easier, and perhaps from like businesses, as you mentioned, in rural area, this could be a bigger challenge. Just a bit perspective on this. Thank you.
Yes, well, honestly, I didn't have a problem for creating the business. Some low administrative procedure, but I was aware of that, so I had prepared myself and my energy to face this low administrative procedures. But as I said, the main issues is the mentality, and the resistance to change. For the most of people, I mean, when you come to a person and tell her you're going to change your habit for cooking, you need to sort your waste, you have a resistance. No one wants to get involved. No, I already cook a lot of all the day, so I don't want to sort. But it's small gestures. But for the incorporation of the company, and I was aware, I was prepared that it will be a long battle and process. But I did it, so everyone can do it, I think.
Thank you so much. I'd like to see if there is any question. Yes, please.
Excusez-moi, donc moi, mon anglais est parfait, mais je préfère prendre la parole en français, parce que je vois que la diversité linguistique est assez pauvre quand on voit qu'il y a souvent des gens qui parlent l'arabe et l'anglais. Donc je préfère, alors que mon anglais arabe est assez courant. أنا من اسمي أسلي من دولة الجيبوتي أنا مستشارة أقل وزير وزارة الشباب والثقافة et je vais continuer en français. Excusez-moi pour l'interprétation. En fait, j'encourage vraiment le travail qui a été fourni par la jeune entrepreneuse femme. C'est vrai que c'est pas facile de s'imposer et être entrepreneur dans un domaine qui est assez difficile. Entreprendre au féminin est déjà difficile. Et donc on est accompagné, on a une délégation de 6 personnes. Et dans notre délégation, il y a une jeune femme. Je retrouve un peu le parcours de la personne qui est avec nous. Et essentiellement, elle fait également, elle est dans tout ce qui est recyclage et autres. Donc, c'est une jeune fille. Son projet s'appelle Seconde Vie. Et donc, elle a été primée par le président, un prix pour les jeunes, à hauteur Bilan est là. En parlant, elle vient d'arriver. Donc, son parcours est très atypique. Donc, c'est une jeune femme, une jeune étudiante qui s'est reconvertie. Elle est ingénieure de formation, mais elle a mis son savoir-faire dans tout ce qui est protection de l'environnement. Et donc là, elle est lauréate du Grand Prix de chef de l'État. Et son prix a été récompensé à une hauteur de 15 000 €. Et donc, au départ, elle donnait une seconde vie aux vieux jeans et elle le reconfectionnait dans des sacs, dans des sacs à dos pour les jeunes enfants dans l'arrière-pays qui n'avaient pas un moyen de s'acheter un sac à dos pour aller à l'école. Elle, de façon très bénévole, fournissait. Et là, son prix a été récompensé, elle récupère les déchets marins rejetée par l'océan et la mer Rouge. Et avec ce prix qu'elle a obtenu, elle s'est acheté une machine comme vous. Et elle fait des pinces à linge, des chaises plastiques. Et là, elle va elle-même vous dire en son parcours, elle-même. Mais ce que moi, je voudrais dire, c'est l'expérience tirée du ministère de la Jeunesse. Comment nous, on accompagne les jeunes, et surtout les jeunes filles, c'est que le parcours était long. Et donc, c'est vrai que les pays du Sahel, et c'est difficile. C'est difficile dans le sens où le parcours était long. Mais maintenant, nous avons ce qu'on appelle un guichet unique. Le guichet unique qui est là, c'est en un seul jour, on permet aux jeunes d'ouvrir son entreprise en un seul jour. C'est-à-dire que le guichet unique, il y a toutes les démarches administratives qui est dans cette boîte. Et en un seul jour, la personne a tout ce qui est paperasse, a pu régler. Et il y a une exonération d'impôts pour les jeunes de 5 ans. Au bout de 5 ans, donc les jeunes sont exonérés de toute taxe. Et nous, au ministère de la Jeunesse, nous avons ce qu'on appelle le Fonds de la Jeunesse, qui est des taxes prélevées sur les drogues, le tabac, l'alcool et le khat. Pour certains qui ne connaissent pas le khat, c'est une plante très aphrodisiaque qui est en général qui vient du Yémen, de l'Éthiopie et de la Somalie, et du Kenya, et donc très prisée par les hommes et les jeunes, et qui en consomment régulièrement. Et donc les taxes prélevées sur ça sont alimentées par le Fonds de la Jeunesse qui permet d'accompagner les projets d'entrepreneuriat des jeunes. Donc c'est ça. Donc Bilal, j'ai parlé, peut-être que le parcours est le même et peut-être après pourrait faire des échanges. Si vous permettez, donner un peu la parole à Bilal pour qu'elle dit également son petit parcours. Mais j'encourage vraiment le travail qui a été fait. Et je sais que les femmes tunisiennes, c'est des Amazones. Et nous, vous êtes un parfait exemple. Et donc, le parcours est long, mais on va essayer de vous suivre, les sœurs. Merci beaucoup.
Merci aussi de supporter les femmes qui se supportent. Je pense que ça, c'est aussi quelque chose de très important. Women supporting women is the most important, one of the most important support.
Effectively, thank you so much. C'était l'espérance de Djibouti, c'est ça? Oui, c'est ça. OK. So, another intervention. Yes, please. Go ahead.
عربي مش مشكلة عم بحكي بعدين.
نهاركم سعيد. الدكتور أحمد خضر، مدير مركز التمكين والريادة الطلابي في جامعة دمشق سوريا. حقيقة المحور هو يرتبط بالسيدات، وسأتحدث كرجل عن بعض النقاط الأساسية التي يمكن أن تكون في المجال البيئي. حقيقة النقطة الرئيسية أن المجال البيئي عابر للقارات وعابر للبلدان، لذلك قد تكون العديد من الإشكاليات الخاصة بالمجال البيئي يمكن تضافر الجهود فيها ما بين عدد من الدول حتى نكون أقدر على تخطي الأزمات البيئية.
Could you wait 1 second because we were not translating, right? Sur 7 maintenant.
أوكي. إذا النقطة الأساسية هي تضافر الجهود الخاصة في المجال البيئي، كون الأزمات البيئية عابرة للقارات، وسأعطي مثال عليها في سوريا. حقيقة الدول التي تعرضت لحروب يصبح المجال البيئي فيه متأخرا فيما يتعلق بالتعاطي على مستوى كافة المستويات. لذلك قد يكون الدعم في المجال تخطي الأزمات البيئية في هذه البلدان هو حاجة جدا ضرورية. في تقرير حالة البيئة الذي أعد في سوريا لعام 2010-2021 وكنت أحد المشاركين فيه بصفتي في المجال الاقتصادي، 17 صرخة بيئية في سوريا، إحداها تحول سوريا إلى منبع للعواصف الغبارية على سبيل المثال. عدا عن إشكاليات كبيرة قد ترتبط بالنفايات وترتبط بالمخلفات وترتبط بعدد كبير من الإشكاليات اللي هي تحول الطاقة على سبيل المثال إلى طاقة غير آمنة أو طاقة خضراء. على سبيل المثال الطاقة الخضراء هي من الناحية السلبية وليست من الناحية الإيجابية. كيف الناحية السلبية؟ الاحتطاب قد يكون أدى بشكل أو بآخر إلى تقلص المساحات الخضراء في سوريا لتعويض الفاقد من المشتقات النفطية. لذلك في مثل هذا الحدث أدعو لتضافر الجهود الريادية فيما يتعلق بتخطي الأزمات البيئية التي قد تكون تعاني منها سوريا في بعض المجالات، وخصوصا أن العديد من الأزمات البيئية ترتبط مع دول الجوار كالعراق والأردن ولبنان وغيرها من الدول الأخرى. لذلك لننتقل بفكر التشاركي إلى حلول أكثر استدامة فيما يتعلق بالجانب البيئي، ولتكن راية السيدات موجودة فيما يتعلق بريادة الأعمال البيئية في سوريا. كل الشكر لكم.
No, thank you so much. Very relevant. Indeed, the idea is really like that. The green transition offers really also the opportunity to work in partnership. It's impossible to really support a green transition if it is just led by one of the party. It can be the government, or it can be the private sector, or even less of the civil society. It needs really to be a work conducted by everybody. And this is why, for example, even this morning we have seen in the Power of Partnership session the importance of having this PPP collaboration even more. At the same time, in a context like Syria, surely it offers also the opportunity, perhaps in a smaller scale than in other countries, to see which kind of solutions, small solution even, could be brought in order to, for example, as you mentioned, in the field of electricity, right, to even increase the coverage of the electricity through this innovative solutions. And thank you so much. Yes, please go ahead. Could you just introduce perhaps yourself also, like institution and country, so it's going to be easier.
Okay.
Yeah.
عربي.
Yes. I understood.
سعيد عمران، الاتحاد العام لنقابات عمال فلسطين. احنا كجهات نقابيه في العمال نهتم بمواضيع العمال وخصوصا النساء. عندنا دائره مرأة بتختص في مواضيع النساء العاملات في سوق العمل. أنا حابب أحكي عن موضوع الانتقال العادل والوظائف الخضراء اللي استحدثت، وكيف إحنا كنقابات ننظر لها من ناحية إنه في ماكينات جديدة، وإنه كمان النساء بيتعاملوا مع التلوث البيئي أو يعني الملوث أو فيما يتعلق بمواضيع النفايات أو المشاريع اللي بيقدموا عليها في الوظائف الخضراء. أنا حابب أحكي إنه كيف إحنا كمان بالنقابات بنوجد آليات مثلا أو نعمل دورات تعليمية تتعلق في مواضيع اللي هي حماية النساء من معايير الصحة والسلامة المهنية. تمام. في حول معايير الصحة والسلامة المهنية وتوفير هاي المعايير للنساء العاملات وموائمتها مع التطور اللي بيحدث عماله حاليا في هاي الوظائف الخضراء والانتقال العادل. احنا كمان في الاتحاد العام لنقابات عمال فلسطين اطلقنا منصة او هو نظام الكتروني لتسجيل الشكاوي الخاص بالنساء العاملات، وهذه الشكاوي يعني تكون عبر النظام الإلكتروني وعبر رقم مجاني، وسجلنا خلال سنة واحدة 2000 شكوى في مواضيع اللي هي الانتقال العادل أو يعني في مواضيع العمل في الأعمال الجديدة عفوا والأشغال الجديدة. كمان مهم نحكي عن موضوع الاقتصاد الرعاية ودوره في توفير فرص عمل بحسب دراسة منظمة العمل الدولية. واخر شيء بدي احكي احنا عن رياده الاعمال للنساء في سوق العمل الفلسطيني. هو موضوع صعب جدا موجود ولكنه قليل بسبب سيطره الاحتلال الاسرائيلي على الموارد المتعلقه بهذه المجالات. وشكرا.
Thank you so much for this intervention, and it's also very interesting to see the advancement that you have done in Palestine, despite also the conditions and in general, like the general rate of female entrepreneurs. It's not just the case. No, I had the same issue before, so this is why I was doing this kind of expression. I don't know, it's not working very well. Perhaps just have we found the solution? Okay, c'est bon, okay. Perhaps just to say, and also like we were discussing during these 2 days about the fact that for sure we need the support from the government in terms of incentives. Also, we were talking this morning about also the education, so the importance of reforming the education, but also the fact that it is really like bottom-up approach. So also from the civil society and the organization and the private sector representative, it's very important to support entrepreneurship in general, youth-led entrepreneurship, and also female-led entrepreneurship. Thank you so much. No, no, no. I thought that you wanted to do. Okay. We don't have a... Lada, okay. I didn't know.
So hello and thank you for this nice presentation. And we are really so happy to see that women can make a difference, especially in rural areas. And they can use the technology to support their communities. And I'm curious to know how Ghalia was able to overcome the challenge of financing. So, because I think that you need a good amount of money to start your business. So, how was you able to overcome this challenge?
Yes, thank you for this question. As Nicoletta has introduced it, I already has worked on the private sector, so I had small fund, personal money, but we didn't raise any fund. I just made sales. We went to client, we tried to sell, and we started the company with 10,000 dinars. It's not that much. With sales and hard work, and we had a business model very specific. We outsource a lot of our work, so we didn't have a lot of charges in the beginning. As you may know, in Tunisia, financement is very hard. You go to bank, you cannot have finance unless you have a guarantee. So, and also I had a lot of support of family and friends. So my first composter were sold to family and friends and friend of friend. So we didn't have a website at the beginning. It was a simple Facebook page. But with a lot of communication, and that's what made us financially stable now. But financement is kaput in Tunisia.
Okay, yes. Yes, too.
Hi, everyone, and thank you so much, ladies, for your effort and for sharing your stories with us. My name is Ulfa. I work with UNHCR Tunisia, and basically I wanted to ask you a bit of a question about your personal experience, if you wouldn't mind sharing. I mean, with the state of the economy in the world as it is right now, I mean, I don't have any statistics in front of me about this, but I assume that an important number of households cannot really afford to have a single source of income. So a lot of women have this expectation that they are supposed to, and they have to, because of the reality of the situation, they have to contribute to the income of the household. So there is this expectation of working and providing as well. But there is also a cognitive dissonance between that, where you're supposed to work insofar as you bring in additional income, but you're not supposed to kind of have your own thing and be a decision maker and have your own kind of initiative, especially when that initiative is linked to things that are new and different and that bring in a bit of change. So I was wondering if you faced any sort of, this kind of cognitive dissonance where you were expected to work as, a functioning member of society, but also you weren't supposed to exceed a certain level of success or go to a certain, level of decision making, etc. And thank you so much.
First of all, thank you for bringing us people to the session. You have sales skills you have to work on to improve. Not to improve, but they are here, so you may, sorry. So I think that women's situation are very different. For example, I'm single, but I also have a lot of support of my family. But I know also women entrepreneur who has family and they could balance. I see them balancing work and house. I don't know if I got the question. Is it can women have like to be at household and work at the same time? Is that your question? I may.
I'm sorry, it's a bit of a philosophical pondering question, so it wasn't really direct. I apologize. So I was asking that with the kind of traditional gender roles, etc., the economy right now doesn't really allow for that. So a lot of women have to work because they, the households, be it whether they're parental or their own, they require that source of income, and it's a reality of the world that really a lot of women cannot just afford to be at home even if they wanted to. So now working for women, for a lot of women, is an expectation that you're supposed to bring in income as well. But also there's a level of cognitive dissonance where, yes, we expect you to work, but you have to work to a certain limited ceiling where you cannot really, you cannot cross beyond working for income. You cannot kind of have your own initiative and have your own power of decision making and have your own project or your own business, especially when that business comes in with kind of innovative ideas or new tech or digitalization or things like that, because of just general resistance to change. So I was wondering if during your experience you had faced any of this kind of cognitive dissonance where you have to deal with, yes, I am expected to work, but at the same time, I'm not, it's not seen as okay for me to have a certain level of authority in the business that I'm running, or I'm not, kind of seen as allowed to initiate or anything like that. And please feel free to completely ignore this and move on.
No, I got it, but I think it depends not on, this is ideas. For me, it's ideas, but ideas are different from the facts. I mean, when you act differently from the idea you've been taught to, you change things. So if you want to start something, you just have to, an idea that you repeat in your mind day after day. If you say, I can be the owner of a company, I can manage people, you will be convinced of this and you will do it. But if you still hear the negative thoughts of what we already has told us, I think you will take a step back. But for women, from my point of view, women used to work to have this extra finance since years ago, since my grandmother used to trade, I forgot the word, sewing. Or her sister used to make some pastries. I came from Sfax, so it's it's a city known for Sfaxian delights. But I think the challenge is women working on innovative, as you said, and tech and mechanical. This is the difference between other previous. But I think we need to change this by working, by changing. Maybe in 10 years or 20 years, we will not have this discussion. Who knows? But for that, we need to work.
I think that it's a very relevant point. Also, the fact that it's like there is somehow an expectation in terms of income, but then also still like the childcare and the care activities are still expected to be from the woman, and also not in across all the countries. At least there is really also a public system which offer also like services or affordable services where at least that they can be support in general of the family, and in particular we know that it's for women, so this is for sure another reality. Hedi? Could you help the mic?
Merci. Hedi, PNU Tunisie. Merci déjà Ralia pour avoir partagé votre expérience et toujours en se basant sur votre expérience. Je voulais savoir à quel niveau, on va dire, le digital, la dimension digitale a permis peut-être d'éliminer certaines barrières, certains obstacles que ce soit culturel ou financier ou d'autres. La deuxième question, si, voilà, si c'était facile un peu peut-être d'intégrer une initiative verte dans des chaînes de valeur un peu classiques. C'est-à-dire dans quelle mesure c'était vraiment facile pour vous avec cette initiative qui n'est pas, on va dire, qui est vraiment sensible un peu à l'environnement. Dans quelle mesure c'était un peu facile de l'intégrer dans des chaînes de valeur un peu classiques, en lien avec je ne sais pas, en lien avec des matières premières pour construire ces petites machines. Merci.
Merci pour cette question. Donc pour la première question concernant le digital, on est du hardware. Donc pour la machine, on a une variante IoT, mais honnêtement, au stade d'avancement et ce qui a été achevé et la traction du marché, ce qu'on a vendu, c'est essentiellement des machines qui ne nécessitent pas un outil digital. Mais le digital nous a servi dans la communication, réseaux sociaux, techniques de communication, vidéos marquantes. C'est ça comment on a pu couper la barrière avec le client ou l'utilisateur. Donc on était partout sur les téléphones, partout sur les tablettes. C'est là où on a réussi à vendre un équipement qui n'existait pas sur le marché. C'est pas comme vendre un frigo ou une machine à laver. Vendre un Camporol, c'est complètement différent. Donc c'est ça pour la première question. Pour la deuxième question, sur notre chaîne de production, on est sur un produit qui utilise pour la variante domestique du HDPE, c'est du polyéthylène haute densité. C'est un plastique noble qu'on peut réutiliser. Malheureusement, en Tunisie, on n'a pas des industries qui vont fabriquer du plastique durable. On n'a pas les machines, il faut vraiment des investissements très lourds. Mais on a fait des études par rapport à du plastique recyclé. Mais malheureusement, avec la Tunisie, à l'économie actuelle, on n'a pas pu aller vers ce modèle-là de plastique recyclé parce qu'on ne fait pas déjà le tri du plastique, du HDPE. Et les Camporol qu'on vend, les machines finales, leur durée de vie, elle est de 20 ans. Ce n'est pas du plastique à usage unique où tu vas l'utiliser une fois ou deux, il va être cassé avec les rayons UV. Non, c'est un produit très durable. Nous avons des Camporol qui sont installés depuis 4 ans, vu qu'on a commencé à vendre avant l'incorporation. Et ils sont tout contents, ils roulent. Voilà.
Merci Galia, thank you. Is there any additional question or comment? So just Wally, do you? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
you. In the Arab region, we know that women labor force participation is an issue. Many women are not in the labor force. They are not. It means they are not looking for a job. So, what do you think are the main causes of this low labor force participation, and how can you? What do you suggest for the government to do to increase labor force participation, women labor force participation, to nudge women to go and work, create enterprises, innovate, and so on?
I think that women just need to start businesses. For me, this is the main how we can change things. They need to start, fail maybe, or success. But I always thought that women were always here. Just we didn't speak of them previously. But yes, they need more support to shine, more support. And I think also it's a matter of women supporting women, but also men supporting women. As I see from my experience, from my friends, because I am surrounded by many women who are entrepreneurs or who work in companies, who are active women, and there is always men beside them who are supporting them, not all of the situation, but women also need support from the family, friends, ecosystem, and I think we all need to play our role.
Thank you so much, Galia. I would say that for sure, like women in entrepreneurship, women labor force is not a women issue or a women question, right? It's really it's a all a question. Firstly, issue, and then it's also a big opportunity. Like we have seen based on all the data that increasing women labor force represents really an opportunity for the economic growth. It's not a favor that we are doing, but it's really an opportunity also to really support the economy and to unblock this economic stagnation. One last question and then one last point, and I believe that we need to go to the plenary. And
Thank you so much.
Session. Thank you.
So, Ghalia, if you don't mind me asking again, as a business owner yourself, do you find that there is a need for you to implement specific talent acquisition and recruitment policies in order to encourage more women to be kind of involved or kind of almost to be mentored by you from your previous experience? Like as a company, as you know, someone who employs people, how does your company handle recruitment and talent acquisition in order to encourage and attract more female employees? Thank you.
Well, we are still a small company. We don't have this huge process recruitment. But I think that also there are more women studying, and for Tunisia, unfortunately, we have the phenomena of youth who's flying abroad the country, but it's still. I mean, it will be like equal opportunity for men or for women, because we believe that this mixity of women being with men, this is what make also women shine. Not putting a company only with women or only with men. We need this 50%, or it depends on the job description and on the competence, and because. I need to be honest. If you have a job position and there is a woman who having more competence or a man having more competence, you will look to the competence, or you will reevaluate it after a short time of training. Sorry.
Thank you so much, Galia. One last point. It is. We see that in the region there are like the 90% is represented by micro businesses, and this is why, because in general really like the issue is that micro businesses are not really able to scale up and then to really like expand their market. In particular for Comparol, like which is your dream in 5 years? So where do you see Comparol in 5 years?
The dreaming question, I love it. I have many dreams for Comparol. As I was more into the operational part 2 years ago, but now I'm more into fundraising. And trying to find partners abroad, implementing the company abroad, because Tunisia is a small market. Yes, I dream of Comparol rolling all over Middle East and Africa, why not?
Thank you so much, Galia. Thank you for all of you for this session, for this small discussion. But I hope that in any case it was useful and inspiring for your countries and the respective institution. Thank you so much.